So I first started learning about consecrated virginity in 2019. I had been discerning religious life for a while, and it had never felt right. I just felt that it was important, and I felt like this light in my soul, and consolation. And at that point, I started living how I felt a consecrated virgin would live, though I didn't know what that meant. Later that year is when I started getting connected with people who gave me information. And slowly, I started learning more about it and started feeling more like the call, I guess you would say. But consecrated virginity, it's a form of consecrated life. It's an ancient form of consecrated life, it was present in the early church. There were virgins who resolved to remain a virgin for the rest of their life out of love for Christ and for the sake of the kingdom. And in the early church, you didn't have religious life yet per se or anything like that. So this kind of predates religious life. At some point, the early church fathers, they start consecrating the virgins, and it's they're kind of blessing their resolve and asking the Holy Spirit to give them the grace to live out to their vow to remain a virgin. And little by little, it kind of developed into a liturgy or a rite. And so you had virgins who resolved to remain a virgin, and then they seek consecration from their bishop of the local church. And the bishop will receive him, and it's a liturgy, a mass, and she's consecrated, and she's given the new title, Bride of Christ, and she shares that title with the church. So she's kind of representing the church. So a priest represents Christ to us, the virgin represents the church, and she's loving Christ, and has this pure love for him that's only for him. So in the liturgy, she's given symbols that represent that bridal kind of relationship with Christ. So she's given a veil, she's given a ring, and bishop gives the ring to her and puts it on her finger. And then she's also given the liturgy of the hours. So she's meant to pray the liturgy of the hours for the church. So she becomes a sacred person in the church. She becomes a part of what's called the Order of Virgins, which is an ancient order in the church. It's different than an order in religious life. It just means this is a grouping in the church of certain people. So you have the order of priests, the order of bishops, you have the order of widows in the early church, widows who after their husband passed, they resolved to remain chaste for Christ. And then you have the order of virgins. So the order of virgins is universal in the church. It becomes present in your local church when you have a woman consecrated. So right now it's not present in the Diocese of Wichita, but once, God willing, if I would be consecrated, then it would become present. But I think really I'm just looking forward to being mystically espoused to Christ, who wouldn't want that, I guess.